Everyone knows that Classic Plus is coming. You have all heard, we're cooking. So many times has this phrase been mentioned, we're cooking. I can't wait to see what we're cooking. You guys can't wait to see what we're cooking. So we know Classic Plus is coming, but it's actually sooner than you think. Now you see this insanity behind me. You're like, oh my god, Eben, why don't you just get an actual whiteboard? I did. Now, this looks absolutely insane, but at the same time, we have been given so many hints, and I'm here to prove to you that Classic Plus is sooner than you think. Actually, a lot sooner than you think. So let's start with some obvious things, right? We have this brand new server that's coming out. 1.60, a mystery server. Keep in mind, it's not 1.18, it's not 1.16, 1.13, it's not 2.2, it's not 3 or 4. Those are TBC, Season of Discovery, Season of Mastery. It's your Wrath of the Lich King, it's your Cataclysm. 1.6 is absolutely unique. Then of course we have the teasers, right? The plus. It's coming. Trust us. Keeping it classic. They always gotta put more and more plus signs into the equation, into the conversation. They keep teasing and teasing and teasing. Blue balling us to the maximum potential, because guess what's very, very soon? BlizzCon. You guys are all saying, but Eben, what makes you think they're gonna announce it at BlizzCon? Because what fucking else is there to announce? If y'all expect us to go to BlizzCon and them being like, hear me out, Warlords of Draenor Classic, I'm not gonna say what I want to say. Nonetheless, now, one more piece of evidence before I move on to the other evidence. The Classic Dev Team. The Classic Dev Team was once something under 10 employees. At the beginning of SOD, they were literally working 4 to 8 weeks ahead of schedule. They were quite literally running with the fire under their asses, making shit up as they went, and hoping and praying to God that something stuck. And Phase 1, phenomenal. Phase 2, rather good. We don't talk about Phase 3, then Phase 4, 5, and 6 were meh. But Phase 7 with Naxxramas, and then of course Karazhan Crypt, and then Phase 8 with the Scarlet Enclave. Phenomenal. There's a lot of devs on this goddamn signed picture. I'm just saying that the devs are cooking, and they've said as much. We are cooking. What? Why? How? Why did I put why here? Because could you please just say that it's Classic Plus or Classic 2? Like, why do you guys keep blue balling us? I know it's the big announcement. Oh, the StarCraft shooter is the big announcement. But nonetheless, if you're wondering about the picture of Agron, I had nothing else to put on the board. I have a lot of things, but they're videos and they're big blue posts, and they don't look as good on the board. So I put Agron right here. Great guy. We all love him, don't we, chat? Can y'all please stop telling the devs to kill themselves? Y'all need to cut it the fuck out. This is why they don't talk to us. So now, it's time. What we have here is the timeline. They quite literally just had, very recently, as you guys are aware, they had the State of Azeroth, or the State of Housing. Have you guys heard that Housing is coming to World of Warcraft? I didn't. Anyways, they showed the timeline, no Wrath on there, no Warlords on there, just Siege of Orgrimmar, just Midnight, and of course the timeline for TBC, and fucking nothing. But BlizzCon is 12th and 13th September. That's gonna be the big bucks, the big things. As they've said multiple times, this is the biggest year in Blizzard's history. They can't wait to share all the things they're cooking. Recurring word there, cooking. So let's see what they've got in the fucking kitchen. Now, at the end of SOD, around May 2025, they dropped this heart-shattering blue post which killed SOD. Quite literally took it out back and shot it. But the blue post has some very interesting things on it, and I'm gonna read it. We want to set ourselves up for success by taking the time we need to get into the proverbial kitchen and quote-unquote cook. Iterate on and shape our ideas and lessons learned from Season of Discovery into something truly exciting. And I'm gonna be real. Classic Plus, very, very exciting. But this is one of many teasers, one of many references to the future. If they were just going to do Warlords of Draenor, if they were just going to do Mr. Pandaria into Legion, into all this BS, if they're just going to do TBC Annie into Wrath Annie, they would have just said so. Those aren't going to be major hype announcements that are going to sell millions of subscriptions, like Classic Plus will. Now, I'm about to play a clip from the State of Azeroth. You all have seen this infamous clip. Every streamer reacted to it. Let's just see exactly what Holly Longdale, the big boss of World of Warcraft's division of Blizzard, said.
And that's not all we're cooking up. I can say with confidence that all Classic players across the globe have a lot to look forward to. I'm really excited to announce that... I guess we'll save that for later.
Now, the bluest of balls known to mankind, but it's actually exciting information that's being showcased and shared with us. A lot of people may not realize this, but this is the first acknowledgement we've gotten from Blizzard, from the Warcraft team proper, about Classic, from more than just the Classic devs. The Classic devs, multiple of them have said, we're cooking. But Holly Longdale, for the very, very first time, comes up at State of Azeroth, where everybody's excited as fuck, and says, we're excited to announce. And then, Holly, no! Holly, no! I was so mad about that. Nonetheless, and with this announcement from Holly Longdale, it all but confirms Classic Plus. So you guys see that clickbait thumbnail title and you guys are saying, but how do you know it's so soon? Because there's nothing else for the Classic devs to announce. It has to be something big. Now, Classic Plus, the proverbial Classic Plus, it's a myth. They're never gonna call it Classic Plus, because the name's a fucking meme at this point. They're gonna call it like Classic 2 or World of Azeroth or Azeroth Reborn. They're gonna be creative with it, right? I mean, Classic 2 is not creative, but neither is Classic Plus. Which brings us to something a good friend of mine recently made, Jordy. What is Classic Plus? The Classic Plus project, where thousands upon thousands of Classic fans got together to quite literally vote on the features they think Classic WoW should have, Classic Plus should have in the game. From zones, to dungeons, to quest lines, to new quests, to additional expansions on flight hubs, and questing, and game design, and philosophy. This isn't just add new raid, add new zone. They talked about class balance, what you want, raiding, world buffs, the whole shebang, right? And it has been great for the community to talk about and discuss in detail what they want in Classic Plus. Instead of just being one person's vote, it's thousands upon thousands of people's collective vote. For example, right here, we have the zone of Hyjal. And as you can see, people have put their own recommendations in, from the new zone Hyjal all the way to things such as the Resurrection of Archimonde. Now, the Resurrection of Archimonde was me. I put this here because that was the original storyline behind Hyjal, right? It was one of the many forgotten secrets and storylines and questlines begun in the alpha and pre-alpha of World of Warcraft that was scrapped for the launch of Retail WoW, or Vanilla WoW in 2004. But a lot of concepts got repurposed and reused. Instead of resurrecting Archimonde, they made it a Caverns of Time raid because, you know, it was simpler to do and let them just ignore that story beat and move on with their life. They didn't want to go back and redo Hyjal in a TBC expansion. So they used Caverns of Time and they used Hyjal for a raid. And vice versa, you have things like the north side of Stratholme Harbor, a big central hub for Lordaeron. And as you can see, people have been voting. They're telling the world what they want, what it should look like, why they want it. People are leaving comments, they're leaving feedback, they're discussing the additions to the world on how they should be and what they should look like. Now, this website's very high quality, and this website alone is fan-made, right? It's not to say anything about the devs. But the closer and closer we get, the more and more teasers we get. The devs effectively know we're all waiting for Classic Plus. We know, the devs know, Blizzard knows, Microsoft knows, it's money. They're gonna make a fuck ton of money. They literally sold thousands of boosts per minute in TBC as soon as boosts went live. The Classic player base is not against spending money anymore. Classic Plus is getting made, and the dev team went from 5-10 people to over 40. They're fucking cooking. And BlizzCon is less than 7 months away. Now, depending on when you watch this video, this could be 4 months, 5 months, 3 months away. But Classic Plus is real. And it is coming sooner than you think. It's not a 2028, 2029, 2030 release. There's no universe in which that time frame makes fucking sense in the slightest bit. You're coping out of your mind if you think they're gonna take till 2030 to remake zones and dungeons and raids in fucking Classic WoW. It's not gonna happen. The world of Classic Plus is chock full of unfinished content. From over here, you have Hyjal, you have Northern, Moonglade and Winterspring, you have Unguro, you have Southern Ank'Raj, which was meant to be a battleground type zone, you have Ajara Crater, you have a dozen dungeons, you have the unfinished Stone Talon questlines. That doesn't even count the plethora of islands that aren't in game. For example, the Kultiran Remnants is meant to have more islands. In the context, did you guys know, over here in Dustwaller Marsh, Theramore was meant to be the main capital of the Alliance, not Stormwind. They changed that because they started working on Eastern Kingdoms first instead of Kalimdor. By the time they got to Kalimdor, they decided it wasn't even necessary anymore and they changed their plans. Theramore was meant to be the main Alliance hub, same thing as Orgrimmar. And you guys were meant to go back and discover the changed world post-Third War. But again, plans change. I don't want them to go back and change that much for Classic Plus. I'm just explaining some things, right? But look over here. You have Western Tirisfal Glades. You have Gilneas. You have Grimbatol. You have Quel'Thalas and Zulaman, the original. That big U that's over here, like this big ass U right here. You of course have the Twilight Highlands, or the non-Twilight Highlands. The Highlands. You of course have this zone right here, which T-WoW did a really cool zone called Ambershire. You of course have the southern coast of the Blasted Lands. You have the islands of Dr. Gilligam's Isle and the Isle of Lepidus. You have Zuldar. You have Tol Barad. You have Kultiras. These are some of many unfinished pieces of content. The devs have effectively unlimited access to well over 50 goddamn unique dungeons and raids. They have access to over 12, 13 original existing zones that were meant to be in Classic Plus. That was meant to be in Classic. They will not run out of time, and they've had just about 2 years to work on it. And in my mind, 2 years is plenty of goddamn time. I think Classic Plus is not launching this year. I would be very excited if it launched in November 2026. The realistic answer is sometime Q1, Q2 2027. They're not going to drag it out forever. It's going to come out sooner than we all think. I would be delighted at 2026. But don't get your hopes up. When they go to BlizzCon, they announce Classic Plus. I expect a 6-month to 8-month hype cycle, new cycle, whatever. Alpha, beta, testing. But Classic Plus is not a 2027, 2028, 29, 30 release. It's coming out next year. Get fucking excited, because I'm excited. Classic Plus is the game we've all been waiting for. For 20 fucking years, the number one MMO has been World of Warcraft. Then in 2019, the number 2 MMO became Classic WoW. The number 1 and 2 most played games are World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft re-released. 1, 2, and 3 are about to be WoW, Retail, Classic, and Classic fucking Plus. And I can't wait to see all of you in this gorgeous world behind me. Thank you all for watching this video. If you like this, like and subscribe. If you hated my insanity, dislike and subscribe, but leave a dedicated hate comment and join my fucking Discord. All I do is yap about Classic Plus. I am delusional and I love Classic, and there's very few people that know more about the unfinished world of Vanilla WoW than me. Thank you all, Ebonhard out. Peace.